Namaste family, welcome back to the channel. And today we are at the Garden of Tivoli. This is about 45 minutes outside the heart center of Rome, and I'm here again with Felix and one of my grid team members, Teresa. And we are here essentially preparing all of the energy work that we are doing for the Winter Solstice Rescue Mission 2022 here at the Vatican, and we were really guided here to come and open and clear the portals. We didn't really have a sense when we first came here exactly what we were clearing, but as we came here, it was kind of like a knowing, like an intuitive feeling that we were called here. And when we came, we found that we essentially were in a central hub where they are highly using the Fleur implants. So this was a home for the cardinal, essentially, and they kept a lot of Vestal virgins here. So if you guys want to look up above, you can see all around us that we're surrounded essentially by the Fleur signature, the imprint of it here. And so if you guys have caught my video that I did on the Lemurian regression session, the female implant womb healing that I have on YouTube, I'll also put it down in the description. You'll know what I'm talking about, that this implant is essentially in the womb of the Divine Feminine. And so, Felix, why don't you talk about how much we've seen it here through the entirety of this place.
Yeah, absolutely. There is so many signals to the Fleur here, and so much decapitation of the feminine, along with
pregnancy,
child
sacrifice, child rituals, child servants, child slavery.
Yeah.
Indoctrination.
Yeah. I mean, it's been really, really rife with all of that kind of energy and all of the imagery that's come forwards within this location. What I've also been seeing here as well is a complete destroying of the elemental bodies as well, and a disconnection, complete, like ripping the connection of the elemental kingdom from the humanity, or not really humanity anymore, it's more disgraced, coming through the patriarchal constructs. So,
They were highly depicting the fall of man in some of the rooms. So as you walked through the main museum part of the Garden of Tivoli, this is what we're referring to, is through each room there was different elements, different aspects to the artwork that really depicted the savagery, the cannibalism, the predatorial energy of the patriarchy, using dragons, using the eagle. See, and if you notice, if you look around, the eagle is actually in between the Fleur implants. So this is how much they're actually guarding this implant within the Divine Feminine, that they don't want this removed. This implant represents them actually blocking fifth dimensional souls from being able to incarnate into the womb. It's also hijacking the incarnation gate systems as well. It's one way that they can enforce and enslave the forced breeder programs. And it all starts at the womb, it all starts at the sacral chakra. I think this is probably one of the reasons why there's so much water running through this place, is it's a total sacral hijacking.
Absolutely, yeah, definitely. And what I also received just next to one of the main fountains here is that actually this is a localized hub, the central hub of the south of Europe, for this kind of ritual sacrifice and ritual abuse dedicated to the Fleur implant technology as well.
And if you guys want to know how this actually came in, I do believe it probably came in sometime in France, 14th, 15th dynasty. The Merovingian bloodlines, the Melchizedek bloodlines, you know, they hijacked these particular bloodlines by inserting the Fleur de Lis implant into the divine feminine. Came down a lot also through the Irish bloodlines, Ireland as well. So since that point in history or in time, it's essentially expanded across the globe and the world and is a part of all the divine feminine's imprint ultimately. So it's really just a way that they're hijacking and feeding off the sexual energy of the divine feminine. There's statues of Athena here. There's a lot of decapitation that you see all over the artwork. We've seen that they kind of probably disguise Medusa's energy in different forms of decapitation of women, but it's a lot of women that are decapitated.
And the Lamia as well.
And Lamia, goddess Lamia.
Absolutely. And what I've also found really interesting here as well is that there are different points in the land where we go more unconscious to the conscious. So it's like pockets of the energetic information has been sealed and collected, not to be found, so it can still run a stream of consciousness into the unconscious landmass of the divine feminine to keep that kind of control program running. What I've also been seeing as well as we've been working through these locations is unsealing this dark to light ideation and really bringing it up to the surface, and then that's been interlinking through into the grids and working its way through the collective mind. And also now as I'm looking, I can see it coming into working its way deeper into the grids, and now I can see it connect into the UK, which will then be going into the spiritual mind body of the earth as well. Yeah.
So as we were in the museum part, we did run 2 clearings. We did one clockwise rotation, and we basically just shut down all nefarious portals of all kinds, and we opened up the gate systems to run clear and light energy into Palatine Hill, which is where we are going to be working in our bigger group. So we're just really trying to prepare the temples of Juno, the temples of Vestas, and the temple of Venus for that work.
Yeah.
And then we also did a 4-direction clearing as well, from the north to the south to the east to the west, using hematite.
Using Orifeme.
Organ,
Let me get them. Hold on.
organ synergy.
Using Shungite cubes by my friends at Orifeme Shungite. So that's www.orifeme.name. And are these Shungite cones which have been used to move the energy around the body and start to clear the landmass.
So yeah guys, we're gonna take you on a little bit of a tour through the Garden of Tivoli. The waterfalls are absolutely breathtaking and beautiful, so we'll fill in some clips of that just to show you, and if we get anything more that comes to us as we move through the rest of the gardens, we'll also bring that transmission through as well.
Yeah.
So thank you guys.
Thank you.
Namaste. this is one of the fountains. Is there a name for this one?
Yeah, it's Diana of Ephesus, I believe.
Okay.
And what we've seen here is the mother with many, many breasts bringing nourishing water through the body as a part of the decoration. So within this, what I found was really interesting is how she's got the two symbols on her shoulder. We've got one eagle, one dragon on one shoulder and one on the other. And then she's got a castle at the top of her head. So it's almost like a fortress of the crown and a fortress of the mind. So it's this kind of authoritarian kind of energy. And what I've also found here is with a lot of these statues is that the bodice going down the legs is actually the tail of a serpent as well. So we're looking more so into that reptilian or Hydra energy in this sense as well. Yeah.
And as we did find through the main part of the museum was that they were, you know, beating the Hydra or trying to kill the Hydra, and a lot of the rooms that they were depicting the fall of man and also desecration of the mythical creatures in the elemental kingdom as well.
Yeah.
So it's interesting that they then convert their statues into the same energy, representing fertility and life.
Yeah.
And nurturing, breast milk.
What I've also found interesting here as well is the amount of breasts that she has, more so like a mutation or a hybridization or a genetic modification of the feminine form. So I found that was a very interesting trait that had been picked up here. I'm seeing it with quite a few different statues actually, this hybridization of the feminine. So again, if we look back to the Fleur de Lis implants, which is a genetic mutation, it is a hybridization, we're actually seeing it come through in the interbreeding of the animals to humans. And we've also seen this earlier on as well within the depictions of bestiality and sexualization of animals. Now, this is a very, very strong trait through the Cabal and some of their darker abuse towards the young ones. I've got some kids coming to play in the maze now. So yeah, this has just been one real interesting little discovery that's come forwards as well.
And in a way, it kind of also does depict the Roma Lupa and the story of the she-wolf that was depicted as a prostitute that nurtured Romulus and Remus. So, which also came through the god of Mars, and again, another raping of a Vestal Virgin, which this place, you can really feel the Vestal Virgin energy throughout this whole place. There was even a hallway of bedrooms, is what it felt like, and you could actually feel the spirits of the virgins running through the hallways. You could see spirits actually coming through light and through the windows. I mean, spirits were literally just passing between me and Felix. You could see them just kind of come through. There were several rooms that you could pick up on pregnancy and pregnant women.
Yeah.
And they even had sculptures later that we found of pregnant women casted on the wall, but they had much larger pregnant bellies, so they were either carrying multiples or they were not human.
Yeah, absolutely. And what I've also found really interesting,
and that's
here,
interesting.
no,
It's okay. But the pregnant belly was so large, and here we have the depiction of a multiple-breasted woman
to feed many children.
Babies,
Yeah, absolutely. And what I've also found really interesting as walking through these gardens is I've seen couples playing kiss chase and running around as if picking up on the energy, and it is so strong with that sexual vibe in the grounds, coming through with sexual revelry. I'm seeing it play out through the unaware as they're playing into this kind of kiss chase games that I've seen as a kind of nymphy kind of foreplay, if you will.
He was picking up on the nymphs, and then as soon as you said nymphs, I picked up on the what are the mermaids called? The sirens.
The sirens, yeah.
The siren energy as well. So yeah.
Yeah. We're in a very sexy place right now.
Yeah, definitely. But at the same time, it's very fruitful. I mean, we found trees with oranges.
Yeah.
And it also has a good feeling here as well. Like, you could receive many blessings here, at least the purity, the pure energy, right? The virginity, the virgin. So
yeah, and it's all this water as well that's flushing through. I feel like it's really trying to push out a lot of the degradation held through the memory fields within the mountains as well. Going into, I'm actually seeing now tribalized societies that were located through the mountains. Maybe I want to say beyond Neolithic, the Neolithic time period, and coming into more of like a tribalized society, which could then also link into the Lemurian tribalized society and mentality.
Yes, because this behind us really does feel Lemurian, doesn't it?
It really does, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I want to go to the other waterfall that's just drop dead amazing. And let's talk about those codes that are coming through, the crystalline codes.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
The sapphire codes and some of the new diamond relics that we've been seeing as well.
Yeah, definitely. That sounds really good.
Okay.
Okay.
And most grandiose waterfall as the entirety of the garden of Tivoli. And it's absolutely beautiful. So aside from all of the dark things that we were picking up on and extracting, there's also a lot of light crystalline codes that are coming in here. What I'm picking up on, particularly at this spot and at this waterfall, is rainbow codes and the connection to the Athena bridge. So that seems to be going all the way down into the core of the earth, but then all the way into the heavens. So I can feel that it's really anchoring the crystalline structure also from the mountains. And we can utilize this organic templating to basically activate it within us, within our grid templating, and then use that as a connection point and also as an anchor as we do the grid work in Rome.
Yeah, absolutely. So as soon as we stepped over to this location as well, I felt such joy and such excitement. The pond with the fountains, the water fountains, I started to feel joyous, like I wanted to get into the water and I wanted to play in there. And then as soon as I started to clock that, I then saw in my vision all of these women, men playing within the water and really enjoying themselves as a cleansing. And then as I was noticing that, I felt the whole right side of my body open up, and it feels like it's running a purification stream through the distorted masculine body and cleansing it, opening it to take in the pranic ridges, the crystalline diamond codes. I'm working also with the sapphire ray as well, and seeing here too, and also clearing the orange tonations. These are so cool. So yeah, so much going on here.
Yeah. We were also seeing a sapphire diamond crystalline like heart chakra almost, but it was more of like a 13, 14, 15th dimensional sphere that radiated in the heart or in the core of the mountains here. And so that was very powerful. And then also just picking up on the water resources you were just mentioning.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I'm actually also seeing Pan coming in quite a lot now as well. More so, I've been seeing him come through the fountains of Trevi, Trevi fountains in town, and other different water-bearing structures. And now here, in the presence of the gardens, I'm really seeing him coming forward so much more, but with other mythical creatures as well. So yeah, lots going on with that. And I feel like it's that reconnection of the elemental bodies, the elemental kingdom, coming back and finding that bridge to the humans once again. Yeah, so they don't feel scared anymore. Yeah.
So much is being activated here, and I think it's just overall, this is such a big mission. This was really, really needed, and I think we're really going to open up the gateways to the ethereal causal realm. I think that's really what's opening up is more structures to the angelic kingdom is being anchored, and also to like the oversoul of the mother heart chakra as well. We've been picking up on emerald energy, a lot of emerald rays that have been coming through. I mean, before we even reach the mountain.
Yeah, absolutely. And I also see now with the hexahedron geometry coming forward, which has held quite a lot of destruction within it. So we're looking into the earth elemental bodies. We're looking into the element of earth. I can see that getting more pure and clear with that emerald stone. Wow. Really good.
Yeah. So it's amazing, and we're so happy to be able to share all this with you guys. We'll probably do a couple more spots, just kind of showing you some more of the amazing waterfalls. But if you want to actually turn around and just look down that way, you can actually see the water area where I think they were doing maybe some of the water rituals and a lot of the water purification as well. So all that's in there right now is fish, which if Felix gets hungry,
Yeah, if I get hungry,
we might go for one.
yeah.